Hello and welcome. This is part 4 of our series. My name's Ariel, and so far we have done just a simple flow, and then we worked on the feet, and then opening up the hips, and then today we'll be twisting through our thoracic, twisting out our bellies, just wringing things out. Our visual for today is wringing something out. So I like to think of maybe mopping something up. I reuse paper towels, so I'll wipe something down and then squeeze it out, rinse it, so that I have to buy less, and then I'll reuse it again. So my visual when I'm doing these postures is that wringing out the paper towel so I can use it again, so I can mop something up and soak in the present moment. So whether that's a dish towel or anything that's in your head, thinking of how much you miss in the present moment because you're so full. So wringing yourself out so you can just mop up that present moment. Especially with things getting busy again, I'm sure life is feeling a lot more full. So our aim is to just clear out, to wring out so that you can soak up the present moment, that you can soak up things that are good and lovely and admirable, and that you can think about those things, and that you can move into this new creation that you are, instead of being so full, your schedule, your being so full of just whatever is old. So our verse of the day is 1 Corinthians 5:17, and that verse says, "Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old has gone, the new is here." So just with today, with each posture that we wring ourselves out or that we're twisting, just thinking about sending that extra breath out so that you can breathe in a new breath. And with that, maybe sending out a thought, letting go of something, maybe an old way of doing something, and really soaking up whatever is here, whatever is present. The new is here. So with that, I will give you the next 5 minutes, maybe a little less, whatever this song lasts, to meditate on this verse. Maybe meditate on, just things the Lord is doing, that He has right in front of you, that you can't mop up, that you can't take part of, that you can't partake in because you're so full. And then maybe thinking of ways that you can just wring yourself out, letting go of some things, in order to really soak up the present moment, all that the Lord has offered for you right here and right now. The new is here. So without further ado, I'll let you get onto your backs if you want to, or into just a posture that feels comfortable to you. If you're sitting, please straighten your posture, maybe go against a wall, just so your body's not talking to you, and that you can really be present in your head. Again, if you want to, you can always skip through this part, but let's begin. Gently bring awareness back into your fingers and toes, maybe wiggling them, bringing your arms by your sides. If you're on your back, taking one more breath and bringing your knees into your chest. Maybe drawing gentle circles on your back, and if you're not on your back, get onto your back. We'll start here. Our right knee is going to come into our chest, drawing circles in that right hip. Left leg is long and strong alongside the ground. And then reverse the direction of those circles in that right hip. Your left hand is going to come to the outside of that right leg, right arm wide to a T position, nose can face towards that right hand, and then pull that right leg down towards that left side. Using that left hand as like a weight to pull that right leg over you. Keeping that right shoulder blade on the ground. And feeling that twist in your thoracic spine, that mid-spine. Your inhale, bring your knee back up. Exhale, both knees into your chest. Left knee comes in this time, drawing circles in that hip joint. Right leg's long and strong. Reversing the direction of those circles. Just lubricating the joint, getting all range of motion, and then left arm out to a T position, right hand onto that left knee, pulling over, and really feeling that twist in your thoracic spine. Your exhale, send your belly button towards that spine as you twist a little bit deeper. Keeping that left shoulder blade on the ground. That right knee can hover in the air, it doesn't have to touch the ground. It probably won't at the beginning of your practice. So just taking notice of where you are. We'll come back to this pose at the end. So just letting your spine twist and then coming back up. Knees into your chest, rolling forward and back the length of your spine, coming up to sit first. And then bringing your knees underneath you, your wrists underneath your shoulders, coming onto your hands and knees. And then your belly's going to drop, head up, tail up into your cow pose as you inhale. Exhale, rounding the spine, arching that back into your cat. Inhaling, the toes going to come under, coming to that cow. Exhaling, cat, tops of the feet. Inhaling, cow, again, belly drops, head up, tail up. Exhale, cat. And doing this a couple more times with your breath, switching those feet if you can. If you just want to do the cow and cat, you can do that. Then bring your feet underneath you and come back into the down dog. Really pedaling out your feet maybe, bending one knee and the other. Trying to send your hips up towards the sky, up and back. Your chest more towards your legs, your thighs. Trying to bring those shoulders away from your ears. And then hovering that right hand up, lifting it, and then grabbing onto your left ankle or calf, anywhere on your leg. Really pulling with that right hand onto that left leg, feeling that twist as you press through that left palm. And then opposite hand is going to hover. I'll show you from the front. Left hand's going to hover and reach back for that right leg, maybe on the calf or ankle or up on your thigh even. Really pulling through with that left hand, pressing with that right hand back. And then coming for some taps here. So your right hand's going to lift and reach for that left ankle or leg. And then you're going to switch. Left hand for that right leg. And then switch. Right, left. Getting some movement here. Right, holding it. Really twisting, pulling. Using that movement we just did to warm up the body, and then twisting. And then opposite hand, so your left is going to grab for that right leg. Really pulling, twisting, coming back to center, that down dog, and then walking your feet up to meet your hands, coming to that forward fold. Just letting everything hang here, your torso, head, neck, cervical spine. Palms can come down to the ground, and then you're going to bring your left palm into your right elbow, right palm into your left elbow, creating a little box here. Let your head hang in that square you created. Then you can nod your head yes, and then no, and then yes again, just releasing that cervical spine. Palms come down, palms on shins or thighs, halfway lift. Exhale, forward folds. Palms come down, you're going to come back into a plank position. We're just going to hold it here for a little bit. Then your right leg is going to lift. Right knee towards that left elbow. Keep that leg up into your plank, and then right back to that left elbow. Send it towards the left elbow, and then back into the plank. Left leg, right elbow this time. Going for 3, 2, 1. Sending it back. Then come halfway down, flip your toes, come into that up dog. And then exhale, flip those toes and those hips up and back into your down dog. Pedaling out those feet. Bending those knees, looking towards the top of your mat, coming up and then forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on shins or thighs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way up into mountain. Exhale, back bend, hips come through. And then you're going to grab your left hand with your right hand, and your left leg is going to come up over that right leg. And then lean towards that right side. So you're pulling that left arm and then switch. So right leg's going to cross over that left. Left hand grabs that right wrist and then pull towards that left side. Lifting up and over. Coming back to center. Unwinding and then exhale, forward folds. Sending your feet back into a plank chaturanga. Flip those toes. Up dog, exhale, down dog. Just staying here for one more breath. And then inhaling, lifting that right leg up. Exhaling, right leg to that left elbow. Inhale, right leg up. Right knee to that left elbow. One more time, right leg up. Right knee towards that left elbow. Then towards that right, and then bring it through. Left knee is going to drop down, coming into crescent. Placing those hands, interlacing them, placing them on that right knee. Really pressing through those palms to bring your chest up and back, and those hips down and through. Maybe squaring off those hips, bringing that right hip back a little bit more. Left hip forward, and concentrating on your breath here. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling, letting your weight shift down as your hips open up. Exhale, frame that right foot, walking yourself back and straightening through that right leg. Come onto your fingertips. If you have blocks, you can set the blocks underneath your hands. Really trying to keep that right leg straight. If you need it bent, doesn't matter as long as you feel that stretch. And then trying to keep your torso extending towards that leg. So from your tailbone to your head, extending forward, bending back down through that right leg. Left hand's gonna settle down by that right foot, and then right hand's gonna lift up. Your left knee's gonna come up off the ground if you feel comfortable doing so in that twist. Moving here, really pressing through those feet. Right arm comes inside that right foot. Right foot comes out to the side of your mat, and then you can come down onto that left knee. So both arms are inside that right leg. Right knee's bent, and you're just feeling that stretch, that right leg. Coming back up. You can come up off that left knee if you want to, or you can stay down on it. You want to come down onto your elbows, so you can do that. And then come up. Bring that left foot to meet that right foot. Come into a forward fold. And then come into your chair pose. So sinking your hips back and down. Your big toes can come together to touch, heels slightly apart. And knees can come together to touch. Really squeezing through there. And then exhale, hands to prayer center. And then your left elbow is going to hook on top of your right knee. Pressing through that right hand down into that left hand, which is pressing into that right knee. So just getting a long line of engagement as you're pressing through that right hand. You're essentially pressing all the way down into that right foot. And as you do so, you're feeling that twist in your thoracic spine. Inhale, coming back up to chair, hands to prayer center, and then right elbow hooks on the outside of that left knee. Pressing through that left arm, feeling that twist in your thoracic spine as you send those hips back and down. Head forward. Inhale, coming back up, straightening through the legs, and then forward fold. Legs come back into your down dog. Left leg lifts this time. Left knee to right elbow, feeling that twist as you come through. Knee comes down, and then your bottom leg twists a little bit. So that left knee, you feel your whole torso twist. Then you bring that leg, left knee in between those hands, coming into your crescent. Hands interlace, pressing onto that left thigh, hips come down and through. You're pressing to press that chest up, really extending, opening up through those legs and hips. Just breathing here, doing those inhales and exhales. Settling in. Hands are going to frame that left foot, walking yourself back, straightening through that left leg. Looking towards that left shin. Trying to send the hips back, chest forward. And then bending through that left knee again. Framing that foot, right hand by that left foot. Left hand lifts. You can come up off that right knee if you can. If you want to just keep it down, you can keep it down. Trying to feel that twist. And then coming, I'll show you from the front how this should look. So feeling that twist, you can press through that right hand, but try to take a little bit of weight off. So you're really through your legs here. Almost you could lift your hand off. And then exhale, that left arm comes inside that left foot. That right knee can drop down. You can come down to your elbows. You can bring that knee even out. You can come on that pinky edge of that foot. As you can see, my knee's coming out a little bit here. You can send it out, and then you can bring it back in. Just really lubricating the joint there. And then come back up onto your wrists or your hands. And you can come up off that right knee. You're rocking forward and back, just opening up through those hips. Walking that foot back in between your hands, bring it back to down dog. And then same with those twists again. So right hand onto that left shin, pulling through, and then left hand hovers and comes over to that right shin. Feeling that twist in your thoracic spine. Palms come back down, and then coming back into a plank position. Right leg's gonna hover, and then come towards that right elbow, then towards that left elbow, and then towards that right. To the left, you're going to hold it and then spin, come into your fallen triangle. Maybe lift that right leg up off the mat, or you can keep it planted onto the ground. Lifting that right leg up, setting it back by your left leg and coming back into that down dog. Pedaling out the feet maybe, lifting that right leg up, right knee in towards your chest, placing that foot down, left knee comes down to the ground, interlacing those fingers, coming back to that lunge position. Really pressing onto that right knee, and then reaching back if you want to, otherwise staying exactly where you are. If you want to, reaching back for that left foot with that right hand. So you're feeling a little bit more of a twist as you kick back with that left foot, pulling that right hand back. That left hand can be on that right knee, and you're just twisting through that thoracic spine. You'll feel it also in that quad, and then just releasing that left foot gently. Hands frame that right foot, straightening through that right leg, and then walking your hands over on the right side of that right leg. So both hands are over on that right side. So you're just feeling more of a twist. So you're setting your hip, right hip back towards the back of your mat, and then come back to center. Bending through that right knee, coming up off of that left knee, coming into that twist again. Again, you can do this on your knee, your left knee if you need to. And then if you can, continue with that twist and set that left knee down and pick up like someone's pulling you through that right hand. So you're feeling that twist. Then you can come up off that left knee if you feel comfortable, or you can keep it down. Then come back to that lunge position. That left knee is going to be off the ground, and then set it back down. Framing that right foot, bringing that left foot to meet that right foot. Coming to that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming up to mountain. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, back up. Exhale, forward fold. Right leg's gonna come back, and then left, coming back into that down dog. Exhale, coming into that plank. That left knee taps that left elbow, right elbow, back to that left, right, holding there, and then falling through. So I'll show you from the front, but you're just falling through. You can keep that left foot down into that side plank or lift it up. Really feeling stability in that left hand, right foot as they're pressing into the ground, sending those hips up. Again, you can keep that right foot down on the ground and then bring it back to meet your left, coming to that down dog. Rolling out those legs, lifting that left leg up this time. Left foot between your hands, right knee comes down. In that same lunge position we've been doing. So interlacing those fingers. Sending through those hips. And then same thing, you can reach back with your left hand this time for your right foot. Using that right hand on the outside of that left knee to twist. Otherwise, just stay in that lunge position. Kicking back through that right foot if you have a hold of it. Pulling that left hand back and feeling that twist. Coming back to center, framing that left foot, walking it back, straightening through that left leg, and then walking both hands over on the outside of that left leg. That right hand's by that left ankle, maybe those left toes are flexing up towards you. Just feeling that twist as you send your hips back, and then just that rotation in your chest and your thoracic spine. Feeling it also in your hamstring, just a different area of your hamstring. Coming back to center, framing that foot, bending that left knee, right hand by that left foot. You can do that twist with that knee down, or lift that right knee up off the ground, and then pull back through that left hand, coming up, and then just feel that twist here. So left hand's behind you, you're looking maybe towards that left hand, right hand's in front of you, just feeling that twist in your thoracic spine. And bending through that left knee, or right knee, framing that left foot, and then bringing that left foot back to meet the right. Into that down dog, pedaling out those legs. Looking up towards your mat, and then bringing your right leg up, right knee into your chest, and through your hands, coming again into that low lunge. Left knee's down. Then hands are going to come to prayer position, and that left elbow is going to hook onto the outside of that right knee. Pressing through that top right hand into that left hand, and then coming up off that left knee. I'll show you from the other side. We've been here before. Our chair poses, so really pressing down through that top right hand. That left hand down through that knee, ankle into the ground. Really feeling your back twist a little bit more. If you have that knee up, you can set it back down, framing that right foot. Same, coming back to straightening that right leg, and then bending it again, and then coming up. Crescent lunge, exhale into that warrior two. Into that warrior two, and then just settling in here for a breath. Exhaling, reverse that warrior. Inhale, warrior two, exhale, tick-tock down, extended side angle. Maybe that right elbow's on that right knee. Coming back up, and then squaring those feet off to the short edge of your mat. Hinging at the hips, coming down, wide angle forward fold. Right hand's gonna come underneath you, left arm lifts, just feeling that twist. Not moving through your feet or your legs. Your legs are staying exactly where they are, but just trying to press through that right hand to twist up through that left. And then changing, left hand's down, right hand's up, pressing through that left hand, pulling through that right up. Forward fold here, just letting everything folds. And then exhale, swiveling, framing that right foot again in front of your mat, bringing that left foot to join that right foot. Forward fold here, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale, all the way lift to mountain. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, all the way up. Then you're going to bring your right leg up. Your left hand is going to come towards that right knee, right arm behind you. Same thing, twisting here, trying to keep your hips aligned with each other, pressing down through that left foot into the ground, pulling with that left hand on that right knee, and then coming back to center. That right ankle is going to come onto that left knee, and then just sitting back through your hips, back and down, hands can come to prayer center. Really pressing that right knee down to the ground, flexing those right toes towards your shin. Just working on opening up to that right hip. Coming up on the next inhale, and then wrapping that right leg around that left leg, right arm underneath that left arm, pressing palms together. Then trying to bring your elbows up in line with your shoulders. If you can't wrap your hands all the way around, really pressing the backs of those arms together. Or grabbing onto opposite shoulders here. And that right leg wrapped around, and then coming up and setting that right leg down. You can unravel those arms. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Coming back to that down dog, pedaling out the legs. On the next inhale, lifting that left leg up towards the sky. And then left knee into your chest and through your hands. Setting that right knee down, coming into that lunge again. Hands come to prayer, right elbow on the outside of that left knee. And then that left arm's pressing down into that right hand as hard as it can. Feeling a little more twist as you do so. Maybe looking up towards the sky. You can pick that left knee up off the ground, or you can keep it down. Just really trying to twist, lengthening from tailbone to the top of your head, while you also twist as you press that left palm into that right palm into that knee. Coming back to frame that foot, right knee down, and then straightening through that left leg. Something, bending through that left knee, coming up into your lunge. And then I'll show you from the front side, but same thing this time. Opening up into that warrior two, and really settling in. Pressing through that left heel, 90-degree bend in that left leg, and then pressing through that right pinky edge of that foot. Inhale, reverse that warrior. And then exhale, coming back to that warrior two. TikTok your arms down into that side angle. Left elbow can be on that left knee. And then coming back to that warrior two. Bringing those feet parallel to the short edge of your mat. And then just extending down. Again, right arm underneath the chest. Left arm lifts. Really feeling that twist in your thoracic spine. Pressing through that right arm. And then switching arms. Left arm down, right arm lifts, pressing through that left arm. Keeping your feet and hips exactly where they are. And coming back down, both hands onto that left leg. Right hand's going to grab onto either that left ankle or calf. And then left arm lifts. And then bring that left arm down just for that stretch. Coming over to that side, coming over to the opposite side. Left arm outside of that right shin. Right arm lifts and then comes back down. And then coming back to center and then swiveling off to the front edge, which should be your left foot. And then bringing that left foot to join that right foot. Then come back to your knees, down to your knees. Onto your knees, and then your hands. And then lift that right arm up, and then thread it through underneath. Walking that left arm forward, and pressing through the back of that right arm into the mat. So your hips are sinking back towards your heels a little bit more. Your right arm is pressing into the mat. And then your left arm is going to lift up and try to reach for the right hip crease. If you can't do this, keep that left arm forward. I like to keep my left arm forward. I feel a little bit more in my left shoulder when I do so. So just finding where it's comfortable here. Maybe you feel more a twist. Maybe you feel more stretching through that right shoulder girdle. Maybe through that left armpit. Settling in. Really breathing here. I'm pressing that left arm by that head, reaching that right arm up, and then placing it back down. Left arm lifts this time and threads through underneath that right arm, and then walking that right arm up. Forehead's going to be down on that mat. Same thing here. Really pressing through the outside of that left arm into the mat. Maybe twisting a little bit more. And then just relaxing a little bit. Again, on this side, you can bring that right arm up and place it into that left hip crease if you did so on the other side, or you can keep it forward. And then walking that right hand back towards your head, pressing through that right arm, lifting through that left arm, and then setting it down. And then you're going to come to sit on your mat. You're going to bring your left leg underneath you, left heel by your right glute, and then wrapping that right leg over that left thigh. Left arm is going to lift, left elbow pressing against that right knee, and then right arm by that right glute, and then back a little bit. Extending long through your spine from the tailbone, which is rooting into the ground, all the way to the top of your head. Exhaling that belly button towards your spine as you twist a little bit deeper, really pulling through that left elbow to feel that twist a little bit more. Pressing through that right hand. Really wringing everything out here. Come back to center. And straightening that spine by grabbing onto that knee. We're going to do it one more time. Left elbow on the outside of that right knee. Right arm behind you. Coming back to center. And then we're just going to come into a figure 4, but our chest is up, our torso is up. And then just rock it side to side. So your right toes are going to be flexed towards your right shin. A little triangle created by your right knee. And that right ankle is still on top of that left thigh. And then opposite side. So right knee tucks in, left comes over. Show you from the front. Lifting up first that left arm, and then that right elbow catches onto that left knee, really pulling you. Feeling that twist. Both sit bones are evenly into the ground. You're pressing that right elbow into that left knee while also pressing down onto the ground. So you're lengthening through your whole spine. Really feeling that extension, that twist, that wringing out. Coming back to center. And then one more time. Pressing through that left hand into the ground, coming up, really feeling that spine lengthen. Then coming back to center, lifting that right leg up, that left leg is still crossed over, and just getting some movement in that hip area. So it's kind of like a figure 4, but you're still seated up. And you're just getting some movement in that hip joint. Rocking side to side a little bit. Yours can be smaller or larger, whatever feels good in that range of motion. Then coming onto your backs, bringing that right knee into your chest, left knee into your chest. And then letting that left leg extend long and strong. We're going to come into that twisted like we did at the beginning. So right arm wide to a T, left arm pulling that right knee over towards your left side, keeping that right shoulder against the ground. I did this where I pushed my hips an inch underneath me more, so an inch to the right. If you want to lift up those hips and do that as well, you'll feel a little more of a twist. Maybe this time your knee comes a little bit closer to the ground, but again, not straining or pushing too hard, but still wringing out. Still trying to use your breath to inhale, lengthen through your whole torso, and exhale, belly button towards your spine, creating more room with that exhale to move into that twist. Those long inhales and exhales, and maybe finding a little bit of organic movement. Just finding a little more twist. Lengthening those inhales and exhales. Full breath into your belly. Bringing that right knee back in. Left knee joins, giving them both a squeeze towards your chest. And then opposite leg. Left leg over this time. Right hand on the outside of that left knee. Left arm wide to a T position. And maybe facing that chin towards that left hand, keeping that left shoulder on the ground. And then same thing, maybe scooting your hips an inch to the left so they can come underneath you a little bit more and you can find a little bit more of that twist. Settling in those exhales, moving into that space you've created by those inhales. Inhale, coming back up, grabbing onto those knees, hugging them in tight, and then arms inside those legs. Your hands can grab the outside edges of your feet, or they can grab your ankles or calves, or your peace fingers can come around your big toes. Trying to bring those knees in towards your chest while pulling your shoulders down towards the mat and keeping your tailbone down on the mat. Maybe extending through one leg and the other, just getting some movement through the back of those knees, but being careful here. Finding some movement, but being gentle. And then sway a little bit side to side, just massaging that lower back out. Whatever movement feels good, and then bring the soles of your feet together. And come into the reclined bound angle. So backs of your legs down towards the mat. Palms can be facing up inside your legs, adding a little bit extra gravity, just opening up those hips. Knees are bent. Just feeling that space. Taking one large inhale on your exhale, closing up your legs. And then bringing that right leg over that left leg. Arms wide to a T position, and let those legs fall over to the left side. Gaze falls over to the right. Just feeling a little twist in your thoracic, trying to keep both shoulders on the ground as both knees lift over towards that left side. Pressing through those arms. Trying to keep the upper torso still pressed towards that right side, and hips fall over towards that left. Settling in for a little bit. Really exhaling on those twists. Wringing it out. Taking an inhale, coming back to center, and then opposite leg wrapped around. Legs fall over to the left side this time. Pressing through both shoulders. Maybe grabbing onto that left knee, pulling it down. Really feeling that twist in your thoracic spine, maybe a stretch in that outer left glute. Taking whatever adjustments to make this feel just like it's wringing out. Still feels good on your back, but wringing out. Coming back to center, knees into your chest, one final squeeze, and then forehead towards those knees. Extend the legs out, head back, coming into your final posture. Come into that corpse pose. Palms can be facing up by your hips, and then press the backs of your arms into the ground and snuggle those shoulder blades together, creating a little shelf for your heart. A little more space for your lungs to inhale and inflate. Keeping that inhale extending all the way, inflating your belly. Letting that inhale travel to your hips, all the way down through your knees, to your ankles and toes. And then exhale. Imagine that air traveling through your feet, legs, hips, belly, chest, and out of your mouth. Keeping those long inhales through your whole body, and then exhales out just as deeply, maybe even deeper. Just wringing out by using those exhales to really clear any stale air. Maybe checking in with each part of your body on those inhales and exhales. And then breathe into your head. Just through your nasal passages. Breathe in deep. Keeping those eyes closed but softening. Softening any furrow of the brow, any clenching of the jaw. Relaxing any muscles in the forehead. Just feeling space in your head. Exhaling, releasing any air. And then taking these next couple minutes to just be here on your mat. To maybe think of the things that you could let go of, that you need to just twist out. Wring out. Maybe they're bad things, maybe they're good things. But you just need to create some more room, some more margin, some more perspective to just mop up, to soak up present moments. To be in the present moment, maybe with your kids, students, spouses, friends. Releasing so that you can be present. Taking these next couple minutes to just be present with the Lord, with whatever is on your heart.
Are you hurting and broken within? Overwhelmed by the weight of your sin? Jesus is calling. Have you come to the end of yourself? Do you thirst for a drink from the well? Jesus is calling. Oh, come to the altar. The Father's arms are open wide. Forgiveness regrets and mistakes. Come today, there's no reason to wait. Jesus is calling. Bring your sorrows and trade them for joy. From the ashes a new life is born. Jesus is calling. Oh, come to the altar. The Father's arms are open wide. Forgiveness was bought with the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Oh, come to the altar. The Father's arms are open wide. Forgiveness was bought with the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Savior, isn't He wonderful? Sing hallelujah, Christ is risen. Bow down before Him, for He is Lord. Sing hallelujah, Christ is risen. Oh, what a Savior, isn't He wonderful? Sing hallelujah, Christ is risen.
Taking a big inhale, bringing awareness back to your bodies, maybe wiggling your toes and your fingers, and then exhaling here. Your next inhale, bringing your knees into your chest and rolling onto your favorite side, creating a pillow underneath you with your arm. Top arm drapes over you. Just giving yourself another breath here. And pressing yourself up, coming up to sit. Hands are going to come to those knees. And then that left hand is going to come to that right knee, right arm behind you. And then just pulling and twisting, extending through that spine long, coming back to center. Right arm on that left knee, left arm behind you. Pulling, twisting, and coming back to center, just giving thanks for movement, time together, this place, wherever you're at, and the ability to just enjoy this day, to create room, and to be present.
Draw me nearer, nearer, blessed Lord, to the cross where